It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chili Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast on this Tuesday, the 23rd day of July, coming to you from Bedford County. Warming up a little bit more today, getting up in the high 80s. Not as bad as it was, but in the high 80s. Hopefully, we're not going to get the rain. Yesterday, just as I was going out to the pool, here comes a clap of thunder and a storm moved in. So I am hoping to get out to the pool today. I've also got to go pick up a prescription. So I've got a couple things to do after the show today. All right, so we do have a couple stories this morning. It wasn't the biggest news day, but we've got a bit of a celebration here this morning, which I'll get to in a second. The lead story this morning is an Effy Staff Member Suicide. Also today, in a follow-up to yesterday's story, Norwegian Jade Itinerary adjustments. Carnival Splendor in for an oil change and a tune-up. And a finger amputation from a lounger. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning, folks, on Tuesday, Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Today, National Lemon Day. I'm all in favor of lemons and lemonade. Most of you know that for years I was in the funnel cake business and also did fresh squeezed lemonade. So, and if I can get some decent lemons, I don't get them. Amanda can get some decent lemons. I'll do up a pitcher of lemonade and just, I enjoy that. That's about the only thing I drink. I drink water, but I drink my Diet Coke and I drink lemonade when I make it. So, anyway, today's National Lemon Day, so go make some lemonade. Or maybe get some lemon pie. Lemon custard. I don't know. But lemonade, that's the best. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. We do this normally 5 days a week at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Changes a little bit when I travel, changes a little bit when I'm on a cruise, but that's always announced well ahead of time. All right, it's kind of a special day. I think it was yesterday it actually happened, maybe the day before. But at any rate, I became friends right shortly after I got back to cruising in 2022. And if you recall, I started in, I think the first cruise was in February, March, April, for almost 4 months. The only people that would take oxygen users, during the pandemic, when we got back to cruising, but the only cruise lines that would accept me as a passenger was MSC and Royal Caribbean. All the rest of them would not take oxygen guests, oxygen using guests. I can understand that. They were worried about the pandemic and keeping their people on board healthy and safe. They didn't want to mess with an old fat guy with oxygen. But anyway, so in those first few months, I traveled a lot of MSC and a lot of Royal Caribbean. One, I don't remember I don't think it was the first Royal Caribbean I did, which was Freedom of the Seas, but maybe the second one. Anyway, I met Rochelle. Rochelle has been on, she's not been on the channel because she's really shy and I think she's afraid of me interviewing her. But we're in pretty regular contact. I followed her all over the world. She's one of the few people in the world that cruises more than I do. She's she knows how to work the casino offers. And she's just had some fabulous trips that we have followed her on this show. Sometimes not as much like the last 4 or 5 shows. I've wanted to catch up on her Norway adventure, and I haven't had a chance to do that. So I still got some Norway stuff to bring to you. But that has little or nothing to do with why we're here. Take a look at this, folks. That's my friend Rochelle up on the big screen, the newest Pinnacle member on Royal Caribbean. Rochelle Salerno. She got to hang out with the big dogs. It looks like a little bottle of champagne there that they gave her. She got a nice certificate. It was on Anthem of the Seas when she got it. And there may have been an adult beverage or two involved, to celebrate. But I can't tell you, I'm tickled for Rochelle. Reaching Pinnacle, that takes a lot of days at sea. I don't remember the exact number. A lot of days at sea on Royal Caribbean to get to Pinnacle. I think it's something like 600 days or something. It's way up there. I mean, it's not an easy one to get. I mean, I'm Diamond Plus, and I think there's another level or two, at least one level beyond me before you get to Pinnacle. But I believe it's way up there. Very few Pinnacle people, folks. I don't even know what the perks are. The perks have got to be excellent. I mean, I love Royal Caribbean perks. I get 5 drinks a day, I think, and that's enough for me. So I don't have to ever worry about a drinks package when I'm in Royal Caribbean. I'll maybe get my Diet Cokes, so I got all the Diet Cokes I want. But as far as my alcoholic beverages go, 5 a day is enough for me. So, but anyway, congratulations to Rochelle. I'm tickled to death. Love you to death, my friend, if you happen to be watching today. And, happy sailing. I mean, you keep right on going as long as you keep posting the pictures, and I'll keep using them because you go places that are still way on the list of my bucket list. And that's awesome. Awesome. Either that or, hey, marry me and take me with you. That'd be all right. Anyway, that's Rochelle Salerno. Really nice lady. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet her. And now we've become friends, online friends at least, And one of these days we'll get to sail again together. All right, I'll be back with the news for today after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. Sad story to lead off the day show. Earlier this month, 32-year-old Brazilian staff member tragically took his own life after being fired by the jewelry retail company Effy. Known for his charisma and talent, Francisco Budny Macedo was deeply dedicated to his work. He was employed as an assistant shopping ambassador for Effy Jewellery, and his last contract was on Holland America cruise ship Eurodam. In a heartfelt message, Francisco's family shared the news of his passing. With great sadness, we inform you of the passing of Francisco Budny Macedo, our beloved France or Chico. We thank God for the 32 years of intense and joyful life he shared with us. The farewell ceremony will be held tomorrow in Sao Paulo, with more details to be provided soon. We appreciate everyone's support and prayers during this difficult time. The tragic news was also shared in the popular Facebook group, The Crew Bar, by a close friend of Francisco who revealed troubling details about the circumstances leading up to his death. According to his friend, Francisco had been deceived and bullied by his team and manager. The last time I spoke with him, the friend said, he told me that they didn't give him a reason as to why they fired him, but lied and told him that he was getting transferred to another ship. Instead, he was sent home and told he wouldn't be given another contract. He also told me that he was very stressed about money, as he hadn't been earning as much money as the company had promised. During his contract, he got bullied and excluded from the team and manager he worked with. He was very talented and charismatic, which might be one reason the others didn't like him. The day before he passed, Effy was supposed to have paid him all the commission money, but they hadn't. I'm posting this as a reminder that we have to be kind to other people and those around us, and those companies don't care. We are just a number. Rest in peace, my friend. That, of course, was from a friend of his following his death. The circumstances surrounding Francisco's death, including allegations of bullying, corruption, and harassment, need to be thoroughly investigated by Effy. If these claims are true, the company must understand what happened on board and conduct a full audit of the management. While there are many wonderful supervisors in the company, a few bad actors can tarnish its image and mentally abuse the crew. We may not know exactly what happened, but the behavior of some bullying manager can lead to tragic outcomes. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Francisco's family, friends, and colleagues who had a chance to work with him. Are you heading to Las Vegas this summer? Explore the Strip in style and comfort with a mobility device rental. Save on mobility scooters, manual wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, and more. All Vegas mobility rentals are 15% off until August 31st. Call Scootaround toll-free, 888-441-7575, or reserve online. Use code VEGAS15 at checkout and SRN 11137. Scootaround for all your mobility needs. In a follow-up to yesterday's story on the Norwegian Jade, the current Jade cruise, now a 6-night cruise rather than the originally planned 7-night Eastern Caribbean sailing, has now been adjusted with only one port of call remaining the same. Norwegian Jade was scheduled to visit Puerto Plata, Tortola, and San Juan, as well as Norwegian Cruise Line's private island, a Great Stirrup Key. However, because of the delayed departure and shortened sailing overall, the ship is unable to keep that schedule. Instead, Norwegian Jade will visit Puerto Plata today rather than yesterday. Fortunately, the time in port is being extended, and the ship will be docked from 9 to 7 p.m. this evening, instead of 7:30 to 3:30 as was originally planned. That gives the guests a little bit more time to enjoy the destination. The ship will then visit Nassau from 7 to 8 on Thursday, followed by Great Stirrup Key on Friday from 7 to 6. While Nassau was not part of the original cruise, Great Stirrup Key has always been planned for Friday. Ship will be arriving 3 hours earlier, however, for a longer day in port for guests to enjoy. Guests on board have been offered compensation for the shortened cruise and dramatic itinerary change. Every stateroom will receive a $100 non-refundable credit, and all guests will receive a prorated refund for the shortened cruise. The refund is based on the original fare paid and will include any prepaid gratuities, beverage packages, and port charges for the now canceled calls in Tortola and San Juan. All guests will receive a 20% discount as a future cruise credit for another NCL sailing for any published cruises through December 31st of 2025. I don't know. That's a little weak to me. Yeah, you're cutting off Tortola and San Juan over here, and you're giving them Nassau over here. And you're only going to give them $100 for that? I mean, the other things are legitimate, shortened cruise, less port charges. I don't have to give those back. But how about the people that spent money to go on this vacation? I mean, it's not their fault. I don't know. I think that's a little chinchy, Norwegian. An old change and a tune-up. Carnival Splendor is en route to Singapore for a dry dock refurb project in preparation for the upcoming 2024-25 Australian season. Currently year-round home ported in Sydney, the vessel will return on September the 9th with refurbished spaces, updated amenities, and additional enhancement. Carnival Cruise Line has scheduled the Splendor to enter dry dock on August 15th, where it will remain for 3 weeks. During this period, the company plans to introduce new dining options, expanded amenities, and improved experiences for both children and adults. The ship is set to head back to Sydney on August the 24th. A 61-year-old Dutch passenger opted for a relaxing day by the pool instead of exploring the city or visiting Florence or Pisa. However, his peaceful day on the MSC Grandiosa docked in Port Livorno took an unexpected turn. While lounging by the swimming pool, an accident with a sun lounger resulted in part of his finger being amputated. No further details were given on the accident. The ship's doctor quickly intervened, preserving the detached segment and controlling the bleeding. Around noon, a call to emergency services brought ambulances to the ship. The male tourist, after receiving initial care from the infirmary staff, was transported to a hospital in Livorno in stable condition. MSC Grandiosa's current cruise is a 7-day Western Mediterranean itinerary round trip from Marseille. No further details on the gentleman's condition or whether he got back on the ship. We just don't know. Some terrific news this morning on our Norwegian Gem cruise from Quebec to Boston, which sails on September the 13th. We've had a little bit of a price reduction. Cabins now start at $792. Solos start at $1,321, including taxes and port charges. 7-night cruise from Quebec City, stopping in Charlottetown, Sydney, Halifax, Portland, Bar Harbor, and into Boston. All you have to do is call or text me or email me at chili@chilifalls.com and join us on the Quebec to Boston cruise, September 13th. And folks, it's even a little better than that. That was taped a few days ago. It's a little better than that this morning, as the double occupancy rate is now at $762. So they carved off about 30 more bucks. And that's per person, of course. And the solo rate at $1261. So that's down What's that, about $60? So keep getting a little bit off, and there's still some cabins available, folks. Come join us. That one goes from Quebec back to Boston. We're also sailing from Boston up to Quebec. So we're doing the round trip from Boston. You can do both. Or you can do one leg. But come join us. Still got some cabins available. Give me a call. All right, that wraps up the news portion of today's show. Did I make it through the day without screwing anything up? Wow, that's amazing. All right, let's go see who's in the chat room. And if anybody is fussing at me today. Oh, by the way, folks, Albie's mama was due to get in about midnight last night. I have not talked to Amanda today to see if, but Amanda didn't have to go out of here early this morning. So apparently she got home. So Albie's family's back home now, finally. Hi there, Tom's with us. Mike's here. Gretchen's with us out in Ohio. Bob's with us. Good morning, Bob. Full intro today after a few seconds of chilly still. Okay, that's good. Roger's with us from you're back home in Jacksonville. And I tell you what, poor Roger had some horrible weather up there. Everything I saw was ugly, rainy, cold, nasty, yuck. And Mike says, welcome back, Roger. I guess that's why we have had rain the past few days here. Roger brought it back with him. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Wow, there's Amy. Hi, Amy. Haven't seen you for a while. Roger said, brought back a very bad cold. Oh, dear. Roger, at our age, we don't want those. Good morning, Emily. Gretchen says, speaking of, we got boosted yesterday. Sore arms. I'm not due for one for another, I think it's about September. I'll get my next booster when I get home from Quebec and Boston. At the end of September, 1st of October. Mike says, hope it's not COVID. Yeah, we all hope that. Roger, I'm sorry, folks. I still take COVID tests when I've been someplace. I do at least 2. I do one when I get home before I come in the house. And then I do one 5 days later. And that's whether I feel fine or not, just to make sure. Because I've got, 2 people in the house that are older than I am, 10 and 14 years. So I'm still have to look out for them. I'm not, and myself. So I still keep COVID tests here. I highly recommend it, especially if you start having symptoms, and colds can be a symptom. And nowadays, if you get it and you get it early, you can get the various medications for it, and it's become a lot more minor than it was. Steve's with us. Good morning, Steve. There's Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. I was thinking about you last night. Kenneth, because I was saying, wait a minute, Hot Air Tom had a Joy cruise canceled, and I'm thinking, is that the one that Kenneth and Robin are on? So I sent Hot Air Tom a message. I said, which cruise did they cancel on you? It's turned into a charter, but it wasn't the one that you're on. So. Emily says, long time no see. Hello, Kenneth. Well, we see Kenneth all the time, Emily. You're just not here all the time. And she says, hello to Steve. Or Sonny, hello, everybody. Hi, Sonny down in Mississippi. I miss Sonny. I haven't seen Sonny for a while. I get together with Sonny again. Sonny's one of those people I just love to be around. She's doing good. How are you, Emily? Gretchen boosted. Well, that time for Jade is already behind. Jade is moving well, but still a couple hours away from Puerto Plata at the moment. Yeah, they're still struggling. And I'm not sure. That's what I said yesterday. You know, I thought they could get to Puerto Plata today, but you know they haven't gotten there yet, or now it's been a while since I checked. They're getting close, but there's still some issues there, I'm afraid. Sonny says, sad about the Effy gentleman, rest in peace. In a world where you can do anything, be kind. I so agree, Sonny. So agree. And I don't know if Elizabeth knew him but knew of him. So, I mean, she doesn't work for Effy, but she's in the jewelry business. So, you know, that's kind of more of a closed society. So she was a little upset about that one too. Yeah, Gretchen makes it exact for hot air time, a COVID booster. Emily says, awesome. 21 days till Alaska. I'm glad you're counting, Gretchen. Oh my God, 21 days? I'll be so glad to get out of here. Oh my God. So, you know, I mentioned yesterday my sister fell again. That's like the fourth time, I think. And thankfully, she didn't hurt anything. She's bruised. She's got a bruise on her butt. She's got a bruise on her back, and she's got a bruise on the side of her face. So, but she doesn't remember it at all. So that's also sad, but good in a way. So, all right, there's Todd. Good morning, Todd. That's Hot Air Tom says, now I get it. NASA is not that great. That's why we never went all of these years. We always went to Freeport. Yeah, but y'all, NASA is a different world now than it's ever been. That whole section at the port was completely redone. They got rid of a lot of the cruddy stuff. Now, if you go on out of the port area, yes, there's still parts of Nassau that suck. But it is so much nicer than it used to be. You know, I always liked it. In Nassau, I would get off the ship, go across to the old straw market, and I had my little lady that I got pina coladas from. I never went anywhere in Nassau. I mean, I've been, you know, several places over the years, but that's all I do. I get off the ship and maybe film a little bit and go get my pina colada and sit. Sometimes I'd sit there all afternoon talking with the various vendors over there. Well, all that strong market stuff, that's gone. It's more like a shopping center now. And then you got the big amphitheater down on the end, and they're going to put in a water park. I mean, there's a lot of Nassau that's different than the way it was up to a year and a half ago. So don't rule Nassau out, folks. Now, if I have my choice of Tortola, not necessarily San Juan, but Tortola or Nassau, I'd pick Tortola. San Juan and Nassau, Yeah, that's pretty much a toss-up for me. San Juan's not the easiest place to get around in a chair. I mean, you can, but it's rough. San Juan is not the best in the world for wheelchair accessible transportation. Nassau now, unless you just want to go on an excursion, now you can have a nice little visit in Nassau. They got the Junkaroo Museum. They got a bazillion vendors in nice little clean buildings. It's quite an improvement. All right, get off Nassau now. I was thinking you got booted, and that was a type. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about on air. Of course, I rarely know what you're talking about. There's the next person. We don't have any X people today. Boiro Yaya Boiro says hi. Hello. Glad you're with us. We get some people from X. Gretchen, how long is your trip? Oh, it's a week cruise. There's Lynn. Hi, everybody. I think I'm going on Carnival in December. Very good. That's excellent. I was looking at Carnival last night. Send me a message on which ship you're going to be on, because I've been looking to maybe fill one more cruise in the holds, and I've got a hole after the first transatlantic section there in the month of March before we go on the second transatlantic. Emily says, welcome back to Jen Lynn. Hey Todd, what's up? Emily says, kind of chilly. Any news on doing a Hawaii cruise for the group cruise in the next couple of years? Nope. There's not, but I need to work on that. Because I am doing some working on things like that now. Hawaii group. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Let me work on that, Kenneth. Gretchen says, I check the weather every day for Alaska. It's getting warmer, but not much. There's Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Gary Older Than Dirt's here, too. Any update on the visa for Europe yet for future cruises? No, there hasn't been. I was just checking on that yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Alaska will be warm until August? Not necessarily. I've been up there in the snow in the middle of the summer. So, I mean, it's possible. Is it likely? No. I've also done early cruises, like May. Yeah, you can get some snow. September and October, you can get some snow and cold weather. Now, in the middle of the summer, you can hit some weather like up on Mount Roberts and above Juneau. You know, in the middle of the summer and get snow up there. Ebrima says, hello, my dear. Anytime anybody calls me my dear, you know that's a scammer. Excellent COVID testing regime, Chile. Yeah, I can't take a chance, you know, for me, with all my health issues and lung issues. But more importantly for, you know, my sister, who's obviously in stages of dementia now. And my brother-in-law is going to be 90. So I always bring my Ugg boots with me on cruises, and I'd be super prepared for an Alaska cruise. Yeah, I have to take multiple layers because I'm the older I get, and then with all the medications that I'm on for chemo and everything, I don't do cold well at all. So yeah, no. And for somebody that loves Alaska as much as I do, I have to have my mind, blown out of straw. But yeah, I love Alaska. Even if I do get cold, I can warm up. So, and my biggest problem on cruises now is the air conditioning's too cold. So my room, I turn it, the thermostat up as far as it'll go. My poor cabin steward has to come in and clean and heat. So, because I just can't. Same thing in the house. 74 on the thermostat, at least that keeps my room comfortable, and not too cold. Okay. But in the living room, which is an addition to the house, this room where I am was built in 1904. We put the addition on for what's now the living room and Amanda's bedroom upstairs. It's a 2-story addition. But because she is at the age where she has lots of hot flashes, you ladies know about that. So she keeps her room cold, very cold. But that cold air comes down, even if you turn the air vents off in the living room, that cold air still falls. The living room is always cold. At night, the 4 of us, if we're all 4 here, we get together for some kind of a game, usually a crossword puzzle or something like that. And we spend, a half hour to 45 minutes together before, I go back to work and Amanda goes to whatever she's doing. But we do that probably 5 days a week. We're out in the living room. I have to put a sweatshirt on to go from my room to the living room. So I just don't do cold very well. So you'll see me on a cruise ship. You're going to see me in sweatshirts a lot of the time, just because of the air conditioning, even in the hallways. Obviously, if you're in the Caribbean and you go outside, it's nice and hot. But that doesn't mean the ship is. So, yeah. All right. Let's see where we got here. Gretchen says, I got to look to see the bears. Oh, yeah, you got to look to see the bears up there. Yeah. That's one of the things that I enjoy so much about Alaska is, I've been on whale watching tours. I love to see the whales. I'm just fascinated to see the bald eagles. There's nothing more exciting. We were out. That was when I was doing the whale watching tour summer before last. And a bald eagle came down, swooped down, and grabbed the fish in its tail, its claws. Couldn't have been more than 10 feet from me. Right off. I was sitting right off the edge of the boat. On the edge of the deck, and swooped down. I'm telling you, it was close. Just amazing. And the bears. Oh my goodness. And don't, stay away from the bears. You don't get up close to them. They're wild animals, You can also see moose that are humongous. Elk. I've seen elk up there. I love it. And the scenery, the glaciers, the mountains, just awesome. Seals, otters. Oh yeah. I can stand, where was it? That was in Ketchikan. There's a little creek that runs through Ketchikan. And there were 2 otters playing in the water, kind of down below a bridge. I sat there for, hell, I know, an hour just watching the otters play. It's just, that's just awesome. I love it up there. And I'm sorry that, Roger caught the bad weather. He caught a lot of rain, a lot of fog. So, the ETIS website still has no specific dates. It's saying not in current operation and no applications are being taken. Yeah, we'll just have to keep following that and see, Kenneth. Kenneth says, okay, thanks. He thought boosted was booted. Ah, okay. Now I understand. See, Gretchen, at times I'm a little slow. Yeah, definitely a little slow. Emily's laughing. I'm sorry, Gary and Joanne. How are you guys? Emily's our social secretary, by the way, in case you guys haven't figured that out yet. What deck are you guys on, Chili? Let's see. I am on B252. I don't remember where that is, though. The decks on the Grand are weird. I'll look that up, Gretchen. I don't remember what deck it is. I'm in cabin B252. That's not on deck 2. So it's some weird place. You guys are on Lido 14. Yeah, that's cool. I might need to take a fan when Chili and I are on the cruise. Maybe beg John Held to give us a fan. Yeah, right. It says pool deck, awesome. Hot air, better talk to John. Well, there's an indoor pool area. Yes, there is. So, I am taking my bathing suit. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee I can even get to the pool. On a lot of ships, I can't. But Princess has made some nice, they're getting better as far as accessibility goes. So I'll take my bathing suit. And yes, I will use a damn lift. As much as I've never wanted to do that, some of the people in my community have talked me into it, saying, look, you just do it. If you're a spectacle, who cares if you can get in the water? Well, I kind of understand that. I love John's post today scolding someone who never cruises on Carnival for a bad review. How the heck can you give a review on something you never did? I totally agree. B-252 sounds like an Air Force bomber. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Emily's laughing at me as always. Why, there's Elizabeth. B is Baja deck. Okay. Used to always be deck 10. That's what I was thinking was deck 10, but I'm not sure until the ships got bigger. Now that's 11 on some ships. I'll have to look at that. Photo, Chili in your bathing suit. There's not much to see. I mean, I'm a big fat guy, and I have a red bathing suit. I wear the bathing suit all the time. It's yeah, I mean, it's like the size of a flag, and it ain't pretty. Do I care? Nope. Says, hello, Elizabeth. Glad you popped in, Eli. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, folks. As always, smash that thumbs up button. We got over 100 from X today, so we're getting the numbers back. That's wonderful. And as always, guys, if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. It doesn't cost anything. You can hit the bell notification. You'll be notified when I go live or when I post a new video. That's one thing else I meant to point out today and didn't. I had another failure, not total failure, but a live failure on Instagram yesterday. I'm just not getting Instagram lives down. I can get on the air, but yesterday I had about a 15-second audio delay. And so you could hear it twice, echo, a 15-second echo delay. It was weird. I couldn't figure out what it was, so I got into about the second story, and I said, this is awful. So I bailed out. And then I took a copy of our show, and put it on Instagram for if I have gotten a few people now that are starting to watch it. So there'd be something there for yesterday. I'll try again today. I have no idea. I thought maybe I had a mic open someplace. I didn't. So I'm not at all sure why that happened, but we'll get back to it today. Carnival just ordered 3 230-ton gross ton ships holding 8,000 each. Wow. News flash from Hot Air Tom. I'll be on the show tomorrow, guys. 8,000. Jeez. I wish they'd go back to smaller. I was on hold by someone in Eddie's group that also had trouble going live the other day. Yeah, I'm not sure why. And a lot of it might have been trickled from the whole mess with actually that news Cindy. Okay, Hot Air Tom Cindy has a news about 2 new ships from Carnival. Thank you, Cindy. All right. That's it for today. I'll attempt to get a live up on a live Instagram in about an hour or so. All right, guys. That's it. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas, just like Gretchen and I are going to do, and Gary in Alaska in 21 days. Y'all have a great day. I'll see everybody back here, same time, same channel tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chili's Cruises.